Hi guys, my name is Dragon and welcome back to my channel. And this is the second week that I'll be sharing on my FTMO 100k account. So I'll be reviewing on my trade from 28th of April to 2nd of May. Um, so the first trade that I took for last week is on Monday, which is the pound US dollar. And I was looking for the price to go up, but it could come back down first and then go up or just shoot up. We can see from here is break the Asian high. I was looking forward to it for it to retrace, but it was very close to this first minor buy side liquidity that I pointed out here. So I thought it would just want to go up first, and I did see this 15 minutes busy. So I did enter here. That's not what I would usually do. What I usually do is I would do a breakout in SIBI, so I would want it to reflect the SIBI before going. That's a very high possibility of trade if it also broke the Asian high to reach it to create daily low or like daily high. So I did enter here. I want to try it out, but I did take a loss here. And then the second trade, I was like, I wanted to wait for a high probability trade, which I did drew out this trend line. Also drew out this 5-minute SIBI and 15-minute SIBI. I'm only interested in after the price had a solid break of 1 to 3 minutes of breaking through this 5-minute SIBI, and which it did happen here. So I did enter here, and my stop loss is right below here. It did first retrace back in this region, but it soon just break out. So I did have about 3.66 risk reward ratio, and I risk half a portion here, which is about 1.8. So the net was about 0.8% here. And the second trade I trade on the day was this trade. This trade I was not supposed to trade on Monday. At least I was not. I actually, so for this trade I actually drew it out way earlier because I saw this 1 hour SIBI forming here, and if it had a solid break here, it has to fill these clean equal tops. So I really want to catch all these like about 50 pips here, and I did point it out here, but I was thinking originally that it would happen on Tuesday, but it's very funny that it just happened on Monday night. So I did enter as well, and I took a 2.3% here. So in the end, I had about 3% in profit on Monday. And for euro dollar, I traded on Tuesday and also Thursday. And the reason I chose euro dollar, I think it's not as volatile as pound because after pound which take the old highs, the drop was quite intense, and on like Wednesday session, Tuesday Asian session, so I didn't want to trade because I knew there would be a lot of selling pressure up here. But I do want to give a chance to euro dollar, and so on Tuesday I did see a clean 15 minutes SIBI here, and after it broke through clean, I did take this trade and take profit was just right at this equal highs. And after it retraced back and go on to form a breakaway gap, I actually put my stop loss to break even, but sadly it came back down. And I thought that price might go up again, because it might be like, sometimes price will not just shoot up straight away, that it will want to come back down, test it again. So I did see the formation of 3-minute SIBI and 5-minute SIBI. So I do want to enter with half portion here and another half portion here if it break the 5-minute SIBI. It basically didn't want to go up and just took me out of the 0.5%. So I lost about 0.5% on Tuesday, and I didn't want to trade anymore because that's the limit of the day. And for Wednesday, I didn't want to trade because there's news. And on Thursday, I was looking for a trade because I do see it going up, because the entire Wednesday was basically going down. And if you want to go down further, I'm seeing that it has to fill all this 1 hour SIBI right here. So I was looking forward to going up to fill this, and also there's in terms of 1 minute, there's actually a clean tops right here. So I was targeting here. So I did, but I did not see a clean CB other than this one. But I didn't want to enter this one because this one was very tight and there's a lot of selling pressure. I don't think a break up here would possibly just go up, especially there's another 15 CB on top. So actually I enter half portion when this bullish order block got engulfed, and then I enter another half here, but in the end it took me out and then formed this clean bottoms. But I knew that once it formed clean bottoms, if I wanted to go down, it has to feel the above CB before it wants to go down, like in a higher time frame perspective. So I was looking for another trade, and I see this 1 minute CB forming here, which is it's like a very solid CB formation here. If it wanted to break up here, it had a really high chance to go up here, and I did participate in this trade. What happened was, it basically had about 0.65% away from my take profit, and it came back down. And at that time it fucked with my psychology, so I didn't know what to do. But I was keep pushing my stop loss, right? I didn't set a partial because I knew it's gonna arrive there. So I did finally set my I think my take profit about here, and it took me out here, which I was quite pissed. So I wanted to prove myself right, and I did enter another 2 trade, which first trade is here. I saw this 1 minute CB and I saw the break here, so I did enter here, and my stop loss is right below here, and take profit right here, and took me out again. I only risked 0.25%, and I knew it's going up, right? So I was looking forward to entry. Not after I saw this 1 minute CB and also this solid angle of the past candlestick, this 1 minute. So I did choose to enter here of the final 0.25%, and my take profit is right here. So because the reason I do this is, I said this is my final trade, is if I lost this trade, I'm up in total 2.5% of the last week, which would be about 5% in total profit of the account. If I make this trade, I'll be 7.5% in total profit. So I'm both content about it. And also, like, if I didn't take the trail my stop loss, I would have had about 7.58% profit. And that's the reason I'm mad about. So in the end, I took a profit here, but actually I didn't follow the plan as I planned, because I shouldn't be trading over 2 trade, and I actually had like 3-4 trade today. So that's what I'm mad about, and I'll talk about like what I learned as well from the past week. From what I learned from last week's trade, I actually had 2 major mistakes that I see. And the first one is not trusting yourself enough. The second one is basically overtrade. And for the first one, not trusting yourself enough, I think both of these problems relate to the one of the major problem, which is not having a good planning. That's what I think, because especially for the last day trade in the euro dollar, I set a take profit that I think the price must hit, which in the end, yes, it will hit. But the thing is, I kind of just think the price will for sure hitting the take profit without even coming back down, which ended up price getting like 0.5 pip away from my take profit and start coming down for the retrace, and I start getting scared because I was not planned for this retracement, and that's why I basically got worried, and I have to push my stop loss higher, trail my stop loss, and in the end I didn't like earn too much. So that's why it triggers me. I want to get into the trade again. I want to prove that I'm right. I think this is one of the biggest problems that I see right now. Like like personal saying, I think my plan was not perfect, and I want to become perfect, which is impossible. And I think this is also one of the psychology problem that I have to face, which you have to agree with that your trade is not perfect, and
once you set a plan, you have to be content with your plan. If not, then don't set your plan, or set a plan until you're content with it. For example, I could have having a more flexible plan. For example, once I try my stop loss until a point where I hit my stop loss, I'll just get out of the market and leave, or take profit at where I wanted the price to go. So these are the two outcomes that I can see, but I did not see the second outcome coming, which is hitting my stop loss. Therefore, that's why I wanted to enter again. I think these are things I have to work on for my next few weeks in order for me to become more consistent with the trades. And that's all I want to share. That's all for what I learned, and I also want to share one thing that I've been reading lately. So it's called The Psychology of Money, this book, and I was on chapter 5 last week. So I saw one point in chapter 5 that's really important, which is planning is important, but the most important part of every plan is to plan on the plan, not going according to the plan. So essentially it means, you always need to be having alternative plans. You always need to have a plan B. It's not that you will do plan B, right? But you always need to be conscious enough that things could happen out of your plan, and you have to be quick enough to, I would say, to react to it. So you need to be really flexible. So in order to be flexible, I would think that your first plan needs to be really flexible so that you can change or adapt to whatever that happened to the first plan. So that's what I think I need to work on in terms of trading. And also there's a few other points I really want to say, which is the first one. More than I want big returns, I want to be financially unbreakable. And if I'm unbreakable, I actually think I'll get the biggest return, because I'll be able to stick around long enough for compounding to work wonders. Basically means that, you don't want to die, in the market. You want to stick long enough, you will win, because the odds are at your side. So as long as you find, to apply this into trading, as long as I find my strategy working, I would probably want to minimize the loss. So try to avoid stupid trades, try to avoid all other stuff. As long as I can stay in the market, I'll make profit for sure. So that's one thing I also want to point out. A lot of people, they try to trade a really big trade once in a while. For example, they try to chase trades that are 1 to 20 risk reward ratio. That is really cool. Imagine you risk 2-3% and you got 60% back, but that's not what always it would happen. It maybe happen every 20 trades, but you can't lose 20 trades for that one trade to happen. That's not how trading works. So for me, I rather put more effort on the consistency of the trade, which I want to have a higher winning rate instead of higher risk reward ratio. That's all what I want to share for this week. Thank you.